Alright, so I've just got to the canal that I want to fish for the next 2 nights. The problem is that unfortunately someone is already sitting on the spot that I usually fish at, which is a pretty good spot. Now alternatively I had to look for another spot and I found one. It's not too far away, so I could move to the other one once they're gone, because they said they will only fish until evening today. Now I have to say I do like the spot. It looks really nice with the overgrowing like grass and all the lilies close in and all the reeds here. It looks really like wild sort of. I'll see how it goes, and then once the other guys leave I might switch to that spot, because if the algae is already kicking in, that's usually not a good sign. I did have to do some gardening here. There was like the grass was up to like my waist everywhere here in my bivvy, because I don't use a ground sheet. I'm just gonna get the rods out quickly to see how it's fishing, and then yeah, just see how the day goes, and then go from there. I mean, we do have 2 nights though, so a lot of time to work with. I hope the fish aren't spawning anymore, because they did spawn a week ago and I was kind of hoping that they're done by now. But yeah, let's get the rods ready. My first rod is ready. Now I'm just getting number 2 ready as well. I'm using a small 12mm bright pop-up on both of them, one pink, one yellow, just to get a fast reaction on what's here. I found that, yeah, if you use small, very visible baits, then you might not catch carp. You might catch a tench way quicker than a carp, especially here, because it's full of tench. But you do get like a feedback on if the fish are here, if the fish are on the feed. Second rods, I'm just gonna put in 2 for now. I'm not gonna bother with a 3rd one. Let's see how that goes first, and then see what else has to be done.
Karpetje?
Zilt.
Karpetje?
Zilt.
Zilt?
Ja. Tench.
Hij is nog niet zo ver. Hij is nog niet moe. Hij is nog niet moe.
There we go. Hi. Alright, so I've got the first fish. Just a very small tench. Looks like it's been attacked at some point in its life. Yeah, I'm not gonna get the tripod up or anything. I'll just release it. It is a rather small one for this canal anyways. So yeah. Alright, that didn't take too long. It's only been like an hour and a half maybe. I do have to say it is a bit awkward to net the fish here, because there's reeds here and lilies there. But yeah, very nice. First fish of the trip. They really do have some power, these little tench. They don't look like it, but they do have some power. That is quite a good start. It's still not a carp. We are continuing where I left off in the last video, in the stream video with tench. It was a very small tench though. I don't think I've ever caught a tench this small from this canal before. I don't think I have. For this canal, that was a very small one. Hookbait still looks good. The hook is still sharp. Just made myself a new PVA mesh bag with boilies and pellets. And so I'm just gonna get it out. Try it at the same spot. And then see what happens. I think I am going to move later, to be honest. Because, I don't know, it's just like, it's all a bit awkward here. It's, well, first of all, the allergy, right? Then it's like reeds everywhere. It's really hard to net the fish. Even that tench was kind of a struggle because it kept going in those lilies. Like, should I get a carp at one point? Like, that's not gonna make it much easier. And the other spot, I know that I can net pretty safely. Yeah, I'll see. But for now, get this out. Like I said, there's still loads of time in the session. 2 nights. And for now, I'm just gonna take it easy. Just fish pretty instant with small, bright hook baits, pop-ups, and PVA mesh bags just for little parcel of bait in one single, very condensed spot, just to get a very fast bite. I don't want to overfeed this area with boilies or pellets, just because, yeah, I will probably move. And should I decide to stay here later, then yeah, then I will start baiting this up properly. But yeah, I want to see what happens. And come on, the carps. I know you're done spawning. Surely you are. Alright, so we've had a cut. It's a few hours later now since that last shot. It's currently raining. But not only that, also have I switched the spot. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I did switch to the spot that I wanted to fish originally. I had like 15 minutes and then it started like raining and there's a thunder forecasted, so it's gonna be quite a thing here soon. But I just made it just in time, got everything up, got the bivvy up. My allergy is kicking in hard right now. I don't know why. My nose is closed, my throat, my eyes are burning. I don't know if it's just like the moon. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I guess it's that time of year. It is really annoying, especially as an angler. I'm sure the allergy is gonna calm down in a second. I did just take some medicine for it. Yeah, I'm gonna take my time now, because now I'm finally in the spot that I wanted to be at, and I know what to do. I exactly know where to fish, where the fish are likely going to be if they are in this area. So I'll get the bank sticks up first. Then I'll get the rods ready and freshened up, and then I'll finally put them in and use some bait finally. I find kind of strange not using bait at all over in the other part, but here I will be using bait. I'll be staying for the next 2 nights in this place right here, and I'm really excited. I hope that I can get a fish caught. A carp would be amazing, but without further ado, let me get everything set up so I can finally chill. Okay, all 3 rods are freshly rigged. I got the same, well, almost the same rig on all the rods. It's a spinner rig, size 6 wide gape hook with a 12mm pop-up. On this one I got a pink pop-up. Here I got a bright yellow one, and here I got like a sort of like a brownish one that matches the boilie quite well. Match the hatch. There you go. Oh boy, something's coming up. The only difference is that on those 2, I actually have stiff material. It's like a stiff fluoro boom, and on this one I have a subtle one. Doesn't make a big of a difference. Maybe for presentation, but I know that the bottom here is quite clean, so all of them should work fine, really. Also, someone asked me if I can show my bait making, how I prepare my bait. I'll actually do that in my next video, just because I already did the baits for this session, a full bucket here, prepared it at home, just so the liquid that I put in can soak into the pellets and the boilies. Makes it even more attractive in my eyes. So now I'm just gonna hook on a mesh bag like that. Should I put more bait in? Yeah, probably. I'll put in quite a bit. Some half boilies, some full boilies. Okay. Oh. Okay then. I will put one right there by the lilies. Next one ready. The rain is picking up quite a bit now. Okay, just stay by the lily. But honestly, like, the rain is kind of nice because it was so hot the past few days that the rain is super refreshing, and you can immediately like the air like feels so much cleaner. Oh, it's really nice. And it's a warm rain as well. I might even put the fish on the feeder. Instead of a pop-up, I'll actually go for a wafter here. And this bait boat I'm going to fill up more because this one is going out further. The last thing missing is, ooh, that was a lightning, jeez, is to bait up by hand. So I positioned one of my rigs kind of. And then I also spread a few boilies in there. And then for my last one, done. The rain has finally stopped. The sun is even coming out a little bit again. Now it's actually so calm outside right now. The water surface is flat. I have caught carp from here before, up to probably about 22-23 pounds. The average carp here is well into double figures. It's quite a nice average size carp in here. There is bream, although I haven't really caught too many bream, but there is bream here. Now and then you do catch them. And tench. There is an absolute shit ton of tench in here. Like, for every carp that I catch, I probably catch 5 tench here. It's ridiculous, which is also due to the size of hook bait I'm using, to be fair. I like to use small hook baits, so you do catch them quite a bit. No, should they get too annoying, I'd usually just increase the hook bait size a little bit and still catch them. Are the carp still spawning, or are they resting from spawn, or will I catch some? Well, I guess we'll find out later. The sun is slowly but surely going down. The weather has again flattened. It is really calm now. I am just watching some football, Germany, Finland. just a test match before the World Cup. I mean, if I'm being honest, this does look really fishy right now. As in, I think I might get a bite soon instead of weather. But I'm gonna see what happens. I will not redo my rods for now. I will keep them in. I think I dropped them really nice. Obviously not put any bait in unless I get something, and then I'll decide. But yeah, for now we'll lean back and see what happens, and hopefully soon get a bite. Oh.
Voller Freude, weiter. Immer noch Gefahr.
That does feel very tenchy. There we go. Yes. Lovely little tench. I literally said this looks really fishy, this looks really good for a bite like 10 minutes ago. A lovely little tench. Alright, so this tench is a little bit bigger than the one I caught earlier. But yeah, it's not a carp still. Caught it just as Germany scored the 1-0. I was watching the match, and just as they scored the 1-0, really high shoulders. Haven't really seen it that often on a tench, but yeah, I'll release it. I'll put the pink pop-up back in the spot and hope, yeah, that I can maybe get a carp tonight. So I was just rebaiting that rod. It's been a few minutes since I released that tench. My left hand rod. Went off. And I think it is another, yeah, another tench. We're getting a tiny bit bigger, I suppose. Okay. Alright, it does seem to be a bit of a feeding spell, but next tench is in the net. Now, before I sort this tench out, let me get my other rod out. I was just rebaiting it right now. And then I'll have a look at this tench. Once again, really good hook hold on the pink wafter. Not the pop-up, but still pink. I think tench love pink, it seems. So they are getting a little bit bigger. Not a bad tench, but still not the carp. This is tench number 6 since I caught my last carp in total, overall. But I'm probably going to do a snowman on at least one of the rods. I might keep the wafter on the other rod just to see if I can get a carp on the little wafter. But should I be getting many more of those tench, although I love tench, I would really like to catch carp. Yeah, this one is super dark, isn't it? I mean, the light is slowly fading. But yeah, gonna release this one and then hope for a carp. I probably won't put out much more bait right now. I'll just put out the rods with the PVA mesh bags and then see what happens and if I get another bite. Let's go. And then this one, this is where I put the snowman on now. So that is 15mm boilie cut off like 1/3 off of the top and then half a pink pop-up. And then I will only put a little bit bait out, mostly pellets, a few boilies. Today is actually a full moon tonight. Full moon and blue moon. I didn't know what a blue moon even is. I know the saying once in a blue moon, but it's apparently the second full moon each month is called blue moon. That's what it is. Set again, all traps set, and I'm gonna go back, watch the football match and see if anything else happens. And I do have to get my head torch out because it's dark in probably like 20 minutes. So this is now tench number 2 in the night. I already had a tench bite that I lost in the margin. All right, quick unhook. It's now unhooked and can go again. So yep, getting the 12mm pop-up off and putting a bigger bait on. Let's go. Okay, so I now put a body with a pop-up. It is a bigger bait. Will a tench be able to take this bait? For sure. But will they actually here? I don't know. I guess the only way to find out is to just try it out. And worst case, I'll have to increase the size again, but yeah, we'll see. Good morning. Yeah, it's currently 6 a.m. on June 1st. The night was quiet after I caught the 2 tench. Well, after I caught the 1 tench and lost the other one right in the margin, which I wasn't too gutted about because I was gonna quick release it anyways. It was just a bit annoying because I just fell asleep nicely and then suddenly I had a take on my middle rod. That's the rod that didn't go off at all day. Had the tench on, lost it in the margin. There seems to be like weeds or something like close in because it got kind of snagged in there a little bit and then I lost it and pinked off sort of and just reeled in like 1 lily or so, or with a bit of weed. Okay, I reeded it
bait boated it out again, and then it went off again, like half an hour later, like just as I fell asleep again, it went off again. Basically same thing, got snagged here in the margin, but I did get it out and I did show you the tension at night. Well, I quick released it. I have bigger hook baits on since on 2 of the 3 rods. Yeah, we'll redo all these rods in just a minute and get them out again in hopes to get a morning bite. I'll probably also have to, I will bait up a little bit more again, not too much, not as much as yesterday, just a little bit. I still have the whole day now, then the night, and then most of the day tomorrow ahead of me. So yeah, still plenty of chance for carp. I'm not gonna just sit here and pretend like I don't have a chance. I honestly think that the carp are not in the mood to feed yet. I should have had one last night. I should have had one if they were on the feed. I think they're still busy with spawning. No way. Oh no, it gets tangled up in the other line. What is that timing? The timing. Alright, I mean, look at that hook hold right in the bottom center here. Yeah, this is absolutely textbook.
on the small pink wafter. Alright, so what a crazy timing. I still can't believe it. But finally we are into our first carp. This one being a long but very powerful common. I mean, honestly, he does weigh more than he looks like. Oh, I'm really chuffed, man. This is great. Finally, it shows that the tactics are working, and it was the rod that had the smallest hook bait on. And this is why I left one small hook bait on one of the rods at least. Look at the back fin here. I'm gonna release him back and then get the rod straight back out in hopes to maybe catch one or two more this session. Amazing. Thank you guys for watching the first part of the session all the way until the end. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment, and also don't forget to subscribe not to miss out on the next part that I'll be releasing next week. For everyone that's going fishing soon, tight lines, and I'll see you in the next part.